Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general weekend check-in for the collective. This reading is not sign specific, so I do ask that you only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. I'm going to talk about the astrology, then we're going to jump in with some cards to dig a little bit deeper. We do have a very potent new moon in Virgo this weekend, and we've got some other aspects working with these energies, which is going to create a lot of challenges, a lot of instability, especially when it comes to love relationships. So I think get ready for unexpected shakeups, this increased need for freedom. And I do feel the energy is going to be testing our patience is kind of what I'm feeling, and it's already testing mine. So you're going to want to beware. If you've been feeling smothered, confined, or bored, it's likely to lead to a lashing out in anger or other forms of self-destructive behavior. And so we got to think new moons is the dark side of the moon, right? And so I do feel healthy relationships are likely going to face no major drama, especially if you are connected to somebody that is open-minded. We do have the Mars squaring it up with the Sun, so this is creating a buildup of tension, internal tension, and this deep desire to assert ourselves. So the energy can be quite aggressive. Mars is an aggressor. And so all of this energy working together, I feel, is creating a lot of tension and frustration, which is likely going to lead to some emotional outbursts or some downright temper tantrums if it comes down to not getting your way. And so I feel all of these difficulties within relationships are surfacing, forcing us to kind of do something about this once and for all. And so get ready for your character to be tested. And with all of this irritable, impatient energy, it's likely that there's going to be all kinds of negative reactions with aggression. And so all of this tense energy that's kind of been building inside is saying it's time to find our courage to overcome all of these obstacles and challenges. And this new moon is bringing forward all of these harsh aspects. And so learning to control impatient energies is going to be needed, especially when it comes to impulsiveness, anger, and any sexual frustration. And so the new moon is happening on Saturday, August 27th at 4 degrees 04 in Virgo. And so with Mars aspecting this full moon, Mars being the planet of war, I feel this is going to bring forward a very powerful influence. And with Venus, the planet of love and peace and money, opposing Saturn and squaring it up with Uranus, this is going to create all kinds of challenging aspects. And what I heard was seeing red. So you think about new moon, the meaning of the new moon, it's when the sun is conjunct the moon. And this does represent the end of one cycle and the beginning of another when it comes to the next moon cycle. And so this can bring forward refreshing bursts of energy, newfound initiative, but it's also going to bring about a little bit of emotional imbalance and irrationality. And so you're going to want to be careful when it comes to being cold and calculating because I do feel a fresh start is around the corner. It's kind of time to turn over a new leaf. Maybe even think about starting a new creative project. This is where I think we're all being asked to really question our habits, our behaviors, and our beliefs, and to really do that search for something new when it comes to progressing out of any stuckness, right? And so with the new moon forming a square to Mars, like I talked about, impatient energy, impulsiveness, it can bring forward some deep-seated hate and anger when it comes to any sexual frustration. A lot of destructive energies, right? And so in order to birth the new, we kind of have to destroy the old. But we got to learn how to channel these energies constructively, or, you know, we risk aggression, possibly accidents due to recklessness. This could trigger revenge, vengeful energy, violence, and conflict. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but this is what these energies are bringing forward, especially if you're dealing with an ego tripper or a friend disguised as an enemy. And so you're going to want to maybe be a little bit on guard, a little bit on the defense, and you're going to want to avoid being overly assertive when it comes to any conflicts. You're not going to want to be the aggressor or the initiator of any conflicts this weekend. Because if you're feeling threatened, I think the best thing you can do is retreat and seek a compromise of some sort. And so I think as a last resort, we're all being asked to draw on our spiritual strength, our courage, and our instincts when it comes to fighting back, right? When it comes to any threats and aggressions. And so because of the tight orb of the new moon with Mars, I do feel like globally wise, collectively wise, this could mean a lot of violence, domestic violence, potential for war, assassinations, stabbings, shootings, anything of that dark nature, anything, you know, Mars aggression, right? So we're going to really want to be mindful. With Venus opposing Saturn, I think the energy's already kind of been creeping in for myself. A deep sense of loneliness and sadness is kind of where I was sitting at this morning with all of these limitations that have been affecting my own love life. I feel mistreatment of women is coming up to be addressed. And so that's kind of where that heaviness come for me, with all of the abusive partners I've met in the past, all of the mistreatment on the twin flame journey, and so forth. And so I feel all of that is coming up again for another layer of addressing and healing. And so it's this pressurized cooker energy is what I'm feeling. And so we're all being asked to kind of work through these very hard, difficult energies. I feel it's like preparation time. It is definitely a time to pay off karmic debts. And I think get ready to know where you stand, right? I also feel with Venus square Uranus, this is really going to bring instability when it comes to love relationships. So unexpected shakeups for sure. You might find yourself having a wandering eye or dealing with somebody with a wandering eye. I think this aspect is indicating a lack of self-control. So you're really going to want to watch your finances. You're not going to want to, you know, impulse buy anything or overspend on unnecessary things. Because I feel there's going to be a lot of instability when it comes to the financial markets globally coming up. There's going to be all kinds of unforeseen circumstances and sudden circumstances playing out that will bring forward all kinds of massive changes financially. And with Saturn squaring it up with Uranus, we got to look back, you know, back to 2021 in December where it was exact. And I feel because everything now is in retrograde motion, all of these applying energies are getting stronger. And so I feel there's going to be all kinds of restrictions being imposed again, natural disasters, all kinds of government instability, unexpected restrictions is what I was shown. And so this new moon is likely going to bring a lot of changes that you don't want, that you've been unwilling to make. And I feel the more you resist these changes, the more you're going to feel the rising tension and the frustration. And so being open-minded, patient, and flexible is going to serve us all well, but we all know how hard it is to harness that patience energy. And so this is where I think we're all being cosmically pushed to rid ourselves of negative energies, restrictive energies, and limiting behaviors. And with all of the planets now in retrograde, it's making this full moon even more potent, is kind of what I'm feeling. And what I've noticed in the collective a lot is the lack of compassion, the lack of understanding. And, you know, we just see it everywhere. So many bad things keep happening in the world. The violence, the abuse, suicides, and death. And so it can be very difficult on our psychological mind to handle all of these very difficult energies within the collective. So let's talk about some positive aspects. So this really is a time of a new beginning. It's time for us to formulate some new goals related to all things Virgo, right? You think Pisces is all about the chaos. Virgo is all about structure and order, right? And so it's about getting our day-to-day life organized. Thinking about keywords when it comes to this earthly sign. I know Virgo can be very analytical. It's a very intelligent, reserved energy. It can also be overly critical. Virgo is also the sign of helpful service. So I think get ready to consider ways that you can help develop your personal traits and incorporate them in perhaps a service-based mission. Because I feel wherever Virgo is in your chart, most of us have Virgo somewhere in our chart. Those are the areas of your life that are going to be most affected. So I have my moon in Virgo. I have my Jupiter in Virgo. And all of those energies fall in my 7th house of relationships in Virgo. So dealing with relationships is what's coming up for me. And so this new moon really is an excellent time to commit to our personal goals, to really express the positive energies of the sign of the Virgin. And so how do you build your powers with healthy, constructive discrimination? I think it's time for us to kind of roll up our sleeves and get down and dirty when it comes to this serious soul work that we're doing. I think get ready to make a list when it comes to setting new goals for a new project. Get ready to figure out what needs to kind of be completed, and be willing to take pride in the little day-to-day accomplishments, right? Not everything has to be big scale. I also think health is coming up to be addressed. Nutrition, paying attention to our body's health. I've recently began the quitting smoking journey again. I've really struggled giving up cigarettes, and so a few days in now, once again. And so it really is about being mindful of our routines and instilling better routines. And so it's about the fine details in our day-to-day life. So I think it's kind of like this nesting energy. It's also an energy of freeing our mind from the clutter of the Virgo energy. And so I think it really is about stepping into this transformation period, especially when it comes to our job, our health, our habits. It can be a very highly impulsive time. And it's really important that we don't just jump into something too quickly, right? Without really knowing what we're getting into. And so I just feel the energy is likely to be subject to some depression this weekend. So you're really going to want to just sit with it. You're going to want to try and get to the root cause of the depression, because all of this is kind of stored in our soul's memory bank, right? And so the more we take responsibility, the more we're accountable for our lives, the easier it will be to overcome any hardships and sadness. But there's always ways to cope, right? I feel we're being asked to make up a lot of groundwork, right? If you're still in the energy of blaming somebody, of unforgiveness, especially if it comes to any past rejections or endings, it's really important to remove this self-pity party. The guilt, Pisces and low vibration can be a self-pity party energy. And so that can really throw us off, right? And then we can dip into all of these energies of saying, I'm worthless, nothing ever goes right. And so when we fully learn to love and value ourselves, that is when we can really look in the mirror and we can reprogram our brain, right? So you're not going to want to verbally assault yourself in the energies. We're here to love who we are, every aspect of our lives. We're here to find confidence in our spiritual journey and to improve our relationships. And we can't do that when we're constantly playing the blame game. And so in order to have those close connections, we do have to discover real love and enjoyment with ourselves first. Let's jump in with some cards, guys. I'm trying a different setup to maybe help you see the cards a little bit better. Yeah, get ready for a perspective shift, a new outlook. And I think get ready to find your true soul family, to seek out those friendships and partnerships that will contribute to growth and expansion. So get ready to cut some cords when it comes to people that have been depleting you and keeping you stagnant. And get ready to examine your current situation to see things at a new angle. So I feel like the veil of illusion is lifting. And it's so interesting outside. It's gotten really dark and cloudy, and it was so sunny when I sat down. So I kind of feel some stormy emotions are going to be arising for many this weekend when it comes to these blockages on the journey. So let's see what needs to come through. with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck for the weekend check-in. What other messages need to come through for the collective? We've got a twin soul connection that just flipped out, guys, with practicing unconditional love. And that's exactly what these connections are all about, right? So bottom of the deck, get ready to step into a brand new life. This is the beginning of a brand new relationship cycle. And so get ready for your life to look drastically different than it does right now. I do feel a twin soul connection coming through. I do feel this Virgo new moon really is about disconnecting from the static, the collective static, going into hermit mode, right? That's that Virgo energy, hermit. Going into a much needed inner reprieve, taking some time alone this weekend to rejuvenate yourself on the healing journey and really deepening your relationship to yourself. What do we got here? Signs everywhere are the signs, right? And so follow the signs and the things. Our guides, the angels, the ascended masters, they're always communicating to us through numbers, signs, billboards. Everything out there is a message when you're open to receive it, right? And so I feel somebody is really being asked to take ownership of their life, to take ownership of everything that they've manifested in their life, and to figure out a plan to move forward to step into their highest potential. So any step forward, even the smallest step forward, will be a step in the right direction. So get ready to deepen your relationship to yourself. And when we do that, that is when we practice self-love. We figure out what motivates us creatively. We learn our energy language, and we learn to just embrace the energy of unconditional love and joy. So I do think get ready to deal with some criticism in order to reflect on what it is that you kind of need to heal, right? Criticism, we all get criticized. It's about how do you handle the criticism, right? And so in order to really step into this twin soul energy, you do have to promote a healthy relationship with yourself. You do have to love yourself first, right? And so twin soul coming out again today. And we're dismissing that lower ego, right? So I do feel maybe somebody awakening to this higher connection, breakdown of the lower ego and stepping into compassion and love. Yeah, there's going to be a huge shift when it comes to releasing all of these outdated beliefs and patterns. So get ready for a breakthrough at hand this weekend, a brand new life. So let's see what needs to come through with the illumination oracle messages today. And then we'll jump in with some astrology cards. Children. So children and passion. So 5th house energy. You might want to have a look at your 5th house. 5th house is linked to children, passion, risk-taking, right? All right. What else can you tell me about these energies? So I think get ready to strip away any lingering outdated beliefs. Definitely some challenging energies. We're really going to want to be navigating carefully in the energies this weekend, guys. And I feel, yeah, there's definitely going to be a challenge, an obstacle, okay? Somebody might be hitting a brick wall. Definitely going to be navigating through some challenging energies, without a doubt. And so I feel somebody's been waiting to receive a message from their counterpart, waiting to spend time together. Maybe somebody's been waiting for the other counterpart to forgive. Forgiveness is really going to be needed, and there's that, you know, crumple up that old version of who you are, get rid of all of those self-worth issues, those inadequacy issues. You are always enough, you are always worthy, right? So maybe get ready to spend some time with your counterpart this weekend. I do feel seeking an apology coming in for forgiveness, and I feel somebody's definitely facing some challenges. Maybe when it comes to leaving a toxic situation, moving on from a toxic situation. But I feel like an epiphany of some sort when it comes to some double loyalty. There's going to be a lot of sadness coming up when it comes to what needs to be fixed in your life, fixing what's broken. But in order to do that, I think we're going to have to embrace these big changes. So I feel get ready to receive a long-awaited message is what I'm feeling. Somebody's really needing to come in for forgiveness. Look at that. And there's that Mars energy, the aggressing energy. It's time to take action. I'm going to leave that out. Towards a beloved connection is what I'm feeling. The time is now to act. So could be dealing with an Aries. You might want to even have a look and see where Aries falls in your chart. My Mercury is in Aries, and so we've got the asteroid series coming up when it comes to nurturing. So that's all about self-care. And the retrograde energy. So yeah, all of these retrogrades are asking us to kind of get to the root cause of these issues once and for all, especially when it comes to instability within our home life. And so somebody really is needing to take action, I'm feeling. I also feel this energy of somebody getting uprooted in a home structure that's just not working out anymore. Yeah, because it was based in a South Node pattern, right? So the past is coming up for healing with the Chiron energy, the wounded healers. So we're healing the past. We're coming out of the comfort zone. We're breaking free from the South Node patterns. And we're arriving at our most authentic self, right? The first house energy, the arrival activation. So I do feel a lot of spiritual activations, and get ready to face some opposition, some confrontation. And then we get the Mars energy again coming out in reverse. So I feel somebody's dealing with all kinds of blockages, all kinds of challenges. There's going to be a lot of anger coming out this weekend. I also feel somebody's been very dishonest. If you look, he's kind of holding the sword. And so there's a liar here. Somebody's, look at that, master number 22. Somebody's entangled in a very toxic situation is what I'm feeling. There's lies here. Somebody is being asked to step towards achievement. The Capricorn energy, so the father energy, completing a cycle. So father energy, and then we get the Leo energy shine. And so get ready for a light to be shone down on maybe some toxic masculinity, stemming around some past life wounding, some past life patterns. And there's definitely going to be a flare up. I feel somebody's coming into their own. They're definitely ready to face opposition. Get ready to go head to head with somebody. Get ready to go head to head with somebody. Let's jump in with some cards. I would like to look at this home situation because, so like in the past, I feel, you know, self-nurturing, self-care, going into this deep reveal of what's working, what's not, in order to get to the root cause of the situation. So I was clarifying the home life because somebody's stuck in a foundation, rooted in a past life pattern. And so we've got a King of Coins here. Look at that, Tower reversed. Unavoidable change, unavoidable shake-up. Might have avoided it up until now, but the Tower's coming in to blast something apart. That's just not working, and I feel there's been resistance to this ending. So when the Tower comes out in reverse, you're not going to be able to rebuild. It's like the last straw, the final countdown, and you're going to have to build in a new direction. So we do have Earth energy. There's that Virgo energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, King of Coins, Two of Coins, realignment, throwing up the dice, taking a risk, taking a leap of faith. And I feel somebody is all done expanding. They're expanding beyond a situation where I feel there's been a lot of fighting. There's been a lot of conflict. And there's somebody here like, I'm getting grounded. I'm getting stable. I can't do this anymore. Definitely crossroads. Maybe somebody's been contemplating this change since the Capricorn full moon and Cancer season is possible. I feel there's been like this power struggle in a foundation, a battle of egos, and somebody's given up the fight. I don't want to do this no more. This isn't where I want to head towards moving forward. And so irreversible change. The Tower reversed to me too is an internal shift when it comes to some beliefs. So let's take a look at this Chiron energy, the healing energy. Snake is what I heard. So somebody's dealing with a snake. We get the Magician, the Eight of Wands reversed, the Eight of Swords. So yeah, somebody's really been stuck in a mental prison, going through a period of expansion. I feel we're dealing with some blocked communication here, a lesson about blocked communication, using communication as a form of manipulation. The Magician manipulates energies. The Magician is also willing to shed the old to bring in the new. So there's definitely some communication issues here. And somebody's definitely about to get their bubble burst, right? So somebody's been stuck sitting in a whole lot of truth, maybe about blocking communication, blocking a connection that is needing to be healed, really sitting in some South Node patterns, maybe sitting learning a valuable lesson about some third-party energy. I think get ready for the masquerade to be over. The party's over, and there's going to be some communication that will lead to a new beginning. So let's take a look at the root energy, getting to the root of the problem. Wow, there's that wounded healer energy, getting to the root of the problem. Somebody is all done playing games. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Coins. So we got a true pair coming through, okay? And I feel this King of Coins has been playing games with a Queen of Wands in reverse. So that's the root cause, getting to the root of the problem. Definitely third-party energy here. And definitely having to deal with some blocked communication. Maybe this Queen of Wands is going to get blocked. I think this Queen of Wands is likely going to be lashing out, being the aggressor, jealousy, possessiveness, and having victory over a very combative situation, right? Second you give up the fight, you walk right towards victory, right? So somebody is really finding their strength to close out a cycle, getting to the core of the issue, the core of the wound. And, you know, that Six of Wands energy, this person is a hero, a victor, right? He's been through the war zone, definitely coming out of something deeply wounded. And they're wanting victory with their true match. And I feel in the past there was some manipulation, right? There is a need to heal. There is a need to bring this truth forward. I think somebody was deceiving themselves, deceiving people around them, maybe being deceived by a karmic soul contract. But somebody wants to come in and have victory and success with their true match. Could be dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's take a look at this open confrontation. Temperance, Palace of Wands, Hanged Man. So get ready for that perspective shift, right? Gaining a new perspective. Somebody's been playing the martyr, playing into a victim mentality, and the dark night of the soul is what I'm feeling. And the time is now to heal some past hurt when it comes to a cheating scenario, a lying situation, some thieving, some sneaking away. And I feel somebody's really fighting for their life coming out of this dark night of the soul energy, maybe feeling like it's hopeless if they send some communication. But I think the time is now to heal these wounds once and for all. And with the Temperance energy, I feel like a rebalancing here. Yeah, so there was definitely somebody lying in the past. I feel there's going to be a major ending. Somebody is getting ready to lash out with some very harsh words when it comes to a connection that's just not in balance anymore. Two people not on the same page. We've got the Hierophant reverse, so the ending of a karmic contract, which will lead somebody straight towards wish fulfillment, right? So I feel somebody has been pretending that everything's been great, might look good on the outside, but it's crumbling to pieces on the inside, and I think somebody wants to come out from the cold when it comes to going after their happily ever after. And there's definitely going to be some challenges to be faced, some obstacles to be faced. And now we get the King of Wands reversed with the Strength reversed. I feel two people that were all up in their ego, wanting to win at all costs. Nobody's winning here, and I think this is the moon cycle. where everything kind of rears its ugly head is kind of what I'm feeling, and some truth is going to be revealed. So let's get a couple last messages from Spirit. Get honest with yourself about what is going on. There is definitely a circumstance here that is needing to be released that is very unhealthy. You're going to want to be patient. You're going to want to be observing, because somebody needs to break away from a very toxic person and situation. And they need to find their strength to do this, because if they can break free, the outcome will bring happiness and prosperity. So I feel two people that have been mistreating one another. I feel two people that are very angry. Maybe they've spent a lot of time on this foundation, maybe up to 5 years. But there's going to be a shift. Somebody, I feel, is hitting their rock bottom in order to break free from a very challenging situation. So we're going to get a couple last messages from Spirit. Yeah, be careful of self-sabotage. Be careful of self-sabotage. And, you know, I do feel vulnerability is a strength. And I feel the worst is almost over. The worst is almost over. And so definitely a weekend of being tested with all kinds of challenging circumstances. So do be aware. We are being tested to remain in high vibration. Do not get dragged down by triggers, by overreacting or overthinking. And really pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, because I think there's a relationship that was meant to serve you a lesson. It was never supposed to last, and two people clinging to control. And it's kind of time to get honest, get real about a very deceptive situation. There's going to be a wake-up call, and I feel somebody is going to be going after what really makes them happy. And it really is time for us to recapture our vitality, right? And so you're going to want to be very careful when it comes to your resources. Seven of Swords could be theft. But I feel there's a twin soul connection where somebody wants to come in and reach a level of compromise. They're coming in with an open mind and a loving heart, because yes, there is a divine union coming forward this weekend. And so something needs to die away in order for this union to come together, but it will require a shift in perspectives, a new outlook, right? To maybe see things from everybody's point of view, to be able to look through the lens without the rose-colored glasses on. And that's kind of what I got for the weekend check-in, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, I do encourage you to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.